Amen.
Amen. We talk about, being a brother and sister to one to another. And so I really, this year want to make that not something that I do, as we talked about in Bible study, just for Toys for Tots, but all the time. And in my job, there's this thing that we do where we raise money to help for families or individuals who can't afford to pay for the full amount of a membership. Mm-hmm. And it's called a scholarship. But it starts in September and we end in February. And so there's this big push. And the reason why I'm saying is I was walking yesterday. This wasn't the intent was to walk to my job. The intent was just to go off some steam. But I ended up walking from my house where I live by Central Market to the West Side YMCA. So that wasn't the intent. It was just trying to, clear your mind. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, you're by Browns. I guess we'll keep going. See how far this goes. Well, the reason why I'm saying is because I passed so many businesses and I got to thinking, we do so much, or our intentions to do things is so much, and then I realized, like, you know what? If you activate and just start the work, God will come in. Yes, He will. And will provide. And I said it because I just mentioned one thing to Mother Johnson 2 Sundays ago about, hey, I work on these praise dances all the time at home, and Riley, does them because she has no choice, but Riley does them, like, how about we do them on Sunday? And in that one little bit, that one little seed that I gave Mother Johnson, here it is, she not only made a practice dress, but fully made this praise dance dress, and it was like, oh, if you really want it and you say you want it, then that means you gotta be prepared for whatever's coming next. Because I was just saying it, I wanted to do it, but then I realized, though, here's the work. Like, okay, now you gotta do it because the expectation is I made this dress for you, so now you need to put the work in. And so I just pray, just like at my job as well, that when I make these statements, or which I don't make a lot because you gotta back it up, but when I make these claims and these things, that I'm also able to back it up. Because there's one thing, when we have our yearly, our meetings about what we're gonna do, and that we have these great intentions at the beginning of the year. Yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But like when I sign up for, I not only want to fulfill that, but to put, like Brother Prime said, my 100% in. So going forward, what I sign up for, my goal is to do that. And I even started that at work. I was one of those people that was kind of just chasing my tail, and then I realized that on Thursdays, if I get everything done for next week, then I can focus on this summer, or I can focus on something else. I don't have to sit here and be right in the moment of everything. Right. And so now, when I walk in Monday after I prove payroll, it's like what I'm working on 3 months ahead from now, and getting myself prepared for when I'm going to be a supervisor. So I just ask that you guys pray for me, as I go strong in the Lord, and just, commit myself to the work. Amen.
It's growing.
Yes, it is.
Well, my house is,
No.
We really not have to spirit of Christ and everybody in the house. Oh, God, thank and praise God. It's a pleasure for me to be here. And when y'all miss, I enjoy being here just to see the young people going forward. He's going to help something else. Yes, I thank God for that. And I just say, it was fun me to meet Mother Johnson.
Amen.
Because of the young lady in my church in Milwaukee, she contacted her own computer. Mm-hmm. And that's how Mother Johnson and I got together. She looked up and looked out by y'all church and everything. And she told me about her, and I called and I said it was just peace when I met her. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed being around Mother Johnson, and I enjoyed being here in your church.
Amen.
And I know God is real. I say it was just for God that I meet Sister Johnson, Mother Johnson, because I didn't know anyone here. I only been here a year and 6 months, and I just think and praise God just what He's doing. Because the Lord told me when I left here walking, He said, I'm gonna bless you. Mm-hmm. I tell everybody, I just tell God arms around. Yeah. And He said, I'm gonna bless you. I was just crying because I had just lost my husband, and I was crying and everything. And I just, I said, I'm leaving everything there. And the Lord just let me, you know, a young man there, I didn't know the man was into God. He came out and prayed for me.
Yes, you did.
And the Lord just reached his arms around me and said, I'm gonna bless you. And I've been blessed ever since I've been here. And I know it's a blessing for me to meet Mother Johnson, because you know, I haven't met, you know, all the people around there where I live at, none of them never invite me to go to the church, and they don't seem to talk about God and nothing, you know, and I said, how good God is, why don't these people praise God?
Yes.
And where I go and then, you know, in the place and where I tell the preacher all the time, I said, one of these days, I said, you gonna say, I'm gonna sing a song and I'm gonna go across the floor shouting, and I said, I know you're gonna put me out of here. He said, no, I shout with you. And I, oh, Lord, you know, why don't he teach the word of God, you know? And I said, I want y'all to continue to pray for me, because I'm asking God to lead and guide me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you keep on guiding me to come with her, y'all might see your I want y'all to continue to pray for me.
Amen.
I'll be back.
Amen.
I really enjoy all of it. And like I say, I enjoy the young people. You know, it's good when you encourage the young folks. And I was going, my mama brought me up in church. And I brought all my grandchildren up in church, you know. And it's a blessing. And I want y'all to pray much for me. I really enjoy it every time I talk.
All right.
Blessings coming in.
All right.
But we're in the middle of our joys and concerns. When we talk about our joys, how God has blessed us, and the things that we want God to bless in our concerns. Brother Nelson.
Okay, am I being volunteer or can I volunteer? Amen, I'm here. I thank you, Jesus. I'm just grateful today that I can share a joy that I'm not afraid to get up today and share the joy of the Lord. Thank you, people. I was going to get up, and that was my intention. But I kept trying to shoot up to everybody else shot up, and I'm just thankful for that joy that the Lord put inside of me this morning that makes me want to shoot up and talk about it wherever I go. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can actually try to hold this joy that I have, but this joy just won't leave me alone for a reason. I have to go running sometimes. I got to get some of this energy off of me. I got to go shout it at somebody. I got to go feed somebody. I got to go do, but I just have the Lord get His glory out. This ain't for me. This is for the Lord's glory. So when I come here today, I just wanted to say thank you. Look, God has been good to me. Yeah. And I just wanted to share something with you. I've been holding this poem for kind of reading. I wanted to say it today. Yes, I did. I wanted to say it for my first lady. God chose a perfect time because you just got finished, Mother Cooper, and First Lady walked in. I was trying to get up all the whole time. And now the Lord knew I couldn't take it no more. So He brought First Lady in. This is for you, First Lady. God bless you. Hallelujah. It's the birthday poem called Different Flowers. Amen. All right. It starts off, please don't buy me flowers for tomorrow's birthday. The family pretended to carol laughing. We knew that's what you was going to say. Don't buy me cake either, because I'll do all the fixing. Just give me something that I can use in the kitchen. The family had a meeting after dinner was done. Dad said we might get a meeting if we don't get the right one. With the pun something for a flower, at this they laughed again. Let's have fun getting flowers painted on a nice stone. They searched many places, but it wasn't hard to find. The store owner smiled, said, here, because she always treats me kind. The family asked all aglow, asked him how much is it. He gave them a wrapper in a bow and said, consider it again. The next day she opened the present, but this time she pretended to be sour, saying, very, very funny, family. I know you're intent, but it just had to have flowers. Knowing practicality was her own. They all knew how she feel. That all praise God for the mom who always prepared all things.
I'm grateful that I got to bring my other families here for future day. I'm glad that I see her walking with no crutches. I'm really grateful that her surgery went well. We're still waiting for my MRI results to come back, so pray that they don't find anything. Continue to pray for me and my team as we go to playoffs. Our first game is Tuesday against Alito and Alvarez, and then just continue to pray for me. Just enjoy it. So we yesterday, on Friday, we had a Valentine's party. We thought that my teacher, Miss Kelly, was coming, but then we thought that she wasn't because she had her surgery. Also, so she came when she got there. When she got there, she looked fine. She looked better than she was when she came to visit us the first time.
All right. I'm going to show this insurance. And I just want to give God glory and honor for His mercy and His goodness. And last past 3 months, I don't know how I made financially, but God knows the best. I have not lacked. Yes. He's an on-time God.
Yes, He is.
And He has been on time in my life, and my finances, on my job, and my marriage. It's just an on-time God. And I just want to give Him honor and glory this morning. Well, I hope you just about the state of our service, but if it's okay, the first lady, we'll have one first lady. Let's give her a hand.
Good morning. It is an honor to serve in front of God's people once again. It is a blessing to be found in the house of God. I am excited about everything that God is doing in my life and in the lives of all of the people. God is truly wonderful. God is awesome. God is blessing us every day. And even if you can't see the blessing, just wait, look around, because God is ever present. As I say every Sunday, and I will continue today, God meets us in this place. God fills this place with His presence, with His love, with His kindness. But don't leave here ready to go. Take God with you when you leave this place, because there are people that need Jesus. They need a word, and they're only going to get it from you. God is depending on us to spread the love and spread the word. So when you see that man or that woman that needs that something that you know you can give them, share the love of the Lord with someone. Because they may never walk through the door of this sanctuary or any other sanctuary in the United States. But they'll see you at Walmart. They'll see you at gas station. They'll see you at Best Buy. And it may be that one moment that you change a person's life. Just in you saying, hey, how you doing? You never know what that moment may be for someone. So share the love of the Lord with someone. And now we are going to sing our welcome song. This is the part of the service where Pastor used to say, we avoid those blood drops by moving around. So we're going to sing our welcome song and welcome each other with the love of the Lord. Faith and love. Faith and love. Faith and love. Faith and love. Hello, church. Our announcements for February 14, 2016 are as follows. Our regular weekly service announcements are Sunday school at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., midday worship, and prayer and Bible services Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Please accept the small token for Faith Club and reminding us that God loves us first. Our Black History moment can be found on your program cover. Please take a minute to read it as we remember the contributions of African Americans in the history of this country. Repeat after me, February 16th. We will be continuing our annual time of reading and reflection on February 16th, 2016. We will be using the book, 3 Journeys in a Christian Life. Everyone should read the first journey and be prepared to share your thoughts. If you do not receive a copy of the book, please let the usher know. Repeat after me, March 26th. March 26th. The Easter extravaganza will be Saturday, March 26th, and it will include fun and games for everyone. The planning team will be coming to you soon to coordinate the event and the potluck for that Saturday. Please work with them so that we can have a wonderful time together. Those interested in teaching Sunday school or Bible mention, please make sure to let the first lady know she's finalizing the teaching schedule in March. After the announcement for the Johnson, we'll be sharing the details on a new project we will be doing for the Life of Black History Month. Please give her your attention and support. Repeat after me, April 22nd. April 22nd. The annual State Mary Culture Women's Retreat will be April 22nd and the 23rd. If you are interested in attending, please see First Lady for details and the cost and the deadline for the fund. For those that are sharing or enjoying the live streaming, we are now streaming through YouTube. The link will be posted on the church Facebook page each Sunday, and prior services will be found on our YouTube channel. In an effort to keep this sanctuary as clean as possible, we're asking everyone to pray to bring a computer against the sanctuary unless necessary. Please feel free to enjoy your snacks and beverages in the fellowship hall. To aid everyone who's going on at our church, our online calendar can be found on the church website along with the news page. Remember that you can check the website, mobile app, Facebook page, YouTube channel, live streaming, and the posted by Mother Johnson Church Gospel Village Carol. In addition, please remember to take a Anybody know about nurses? I love the church and the head of dressing and nothing.
Amen. Have you done something this month to honor those that were before us for Black History Month? Ask yourself, have you done something? What have you done? What can you still do if you haven't done anything for Black History Month? Normally, it is my goal this time to do something in honor. I put out these little weekly newsletters, monthly newsletter, and it says about who our heroes are, where we came from. Let us not forget where we came from. Now, this is not, and this is just a symbolic appreciation of what they've done. Our ushers are passing some out so we can all be on the same page. And don't just take these and set them down or leave them. We ask you to read these little newsletters. They're encouraging, they're inspirational, and they're to help somebody else. Once you read it, we're asking you to pass them along. Don't just set it down, don't trash it. Pass it to somebody else. And it also gives us some ideas of what the Lord is saying. If you missed out on something, maybe we can recalculate the service as to what the man thought was given from God to give to us. So as we all help us one another, we're asking you to pass the word along. Sister First Lady is working with the young people about trying to get them to pay attention to what's being said, because they are our future. If it dies down here, the future is just lost anyhow without God's word. So we're asking you to pass along these words. We're asking you to take something on the table on the leave. Take something before you leave. Pass it out to somebody. Be an encouragement to somebody, as First Lady's already said. Also, the last Sunday of this month, in honor of those that we are honoring for Black History Month, we're gonna be working on a project about what we call it, a history church, a heritage quilt. We're asking every person, every family, if you will, submit a quilt, a piece of fabric. It can be from your great grandmother, something that you can put your name to it, or a picture of your family on it, or something. I'm getting ready to quilt a church quilt, and we wanted to represent those members here. So maybe 10 years, 50 years from now, we'll pull this out again, and somebody can say, "Oh, I remember Pastor Spears when God blessed him to start this church." And we look at it as a heritage of where we come from. We don't want to just live here and not do anything, or just to say we existed. We want to leave something here for those that's going to follow behind us to know where they came from. So if you can, bring some kind of something that represents your family. It could be a portrait. I'm going to try and put it on have it transferred to a piece of fabric so that it can be quilted into a quilt. It's not going to be a big quilt, it may be the size of a baby blanket or something. But I'm asking you to bring something to represent your family for this heritage quilt. And on last Sunday, if you can, we're asking you to dress out in some form of fashion that represents Black History Month. We got all kinds of fashion and styles, so it's an honor that let's do those two things that you do. Thank you.
Gotta remember our history, folks.
Amen.
All right. Well, this is our time of our service where we give our offering and our time.
Amen.
Please stand. We believe in 100% giving. So if you don't have an offering, please talk to one of the ushers and they can give you an offering. Amen?
Amen.
All right. We're now in the hands of our ushers. Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to come here and give you your kingdom. Father God, bless each and every person that has to give. Bless those who don't have to give. In the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Give, and it shall come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Give, and it shall come back to you. If you give as unto the Lord, let them give now. Give, and it shall come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Give, and it shall come back to you. If you give as unto the Lord, everybody give now. Give, and it shall come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Give, and it shall come back to you.
Amen, amen.
Give as unto the Lord. Give, and it shall come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Give, and it shall come back to you. If you give as unto the Lord.
Please remain standing for the man of God. I would like to introduce Pastor Edward Spears.
We thank God for everyone that is here. You can be seated. We're going to prepare ourselves for the word on today. After our shamanic selection, we will be continuing our study on 2 Chronicles 7, 13, and 14.
Yes, sir.
2 Chronicles 7, 13 through 14. After we have had our shamanic selection, we will stand for a moment of prayer, and then we will read together 2 Chronicles, the 7th chapter, the 13th and the 14th verses.
You can just write, no, see the second part. That's the name of the book. So, this is Amen.
Let's say. How many of us know we need it right now?
Amen.
How many of us come to the revelation that God is the source of our strength, but also the source of our peace, our joy, our today, our tomorrow? We need them right now. I need them yesterday. I'm getting strong. I'm going to need them tomorrow. Oh, hallelujah. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your grace, your mercy, your love, and kindness. We thank you for your prevailing grace that overcomes even our own faults, that covers a multitude of our issues, and extends to us that which we don't deserve, but you freely give. Lord God, we ask that you look on this body right now. Lord, let there be healing for any that are sick. Let there be strength for any that are weak. Let there be deliverance for any that are bound. God, move the houses only you can. So we know there's power in the word. And in your word, there is healing and deliverance. In your word, there is salvation and joy. Send the life-giving word, Lord. That we might be able to be revived and restored. That we might be redirected. That we might be reinvigorated. That we might be like you. Lord God, as we stand here today, look on this thy servant. Lord, I count out myself perfect, but I give that which I have broken but unbound, but all to your service. Lord God, wash me clean. If there be anything in me that is not right, any hindrance to your word, Lord, have your way. And all things, Lord, that you might be glorified. In Jesus' name that we pray. And we thank you, Lord. Amen. Please remain standing as we go quickly to our scripture this morning as we continue in the journey that the Lord has put us on, looking at positioning for prayers of petition. All right. Coming again from 2 Chronicles, the 7th chapter, the 13th and the 14th verses. If you would be so kind, when you have it, say amen.
Amen.
And let us read together.
If I shut up heaven, that there be no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land.
Amen. You may be seated. I'm truly grateful to be in the presence of the Lord today. Yeah. Understanding that it did not have to be so.
Amen.
Knowing, just watching the news, I don't know if you take it for granted that your days are promised, but I know mine are by grace.
Yes, sir.
Just watching the news, watching the events of this world, knowing that if it had not been for the Lord, I know I wouldn't be here.
Yes,
I
sir.
think there's some other of us that can attest to that.
All right, now.
Everybody that can amen to that.
Amen.
Thank God for being here and for being in your presence. That God has allowed all of us to share this moment together. That it did not have to be a viewing, but it is a sharing.
All right.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Everybody is here alive and well in the strength of God.
That's right.
And we are grateful for that. Also giving thanks for Elder Long being with us on Thank God for he and his lovely wife and family. His first thing he said, you never know, you run into people in the grocery store and in different places, and Elder Long was just so kind. And we were seeing each other last week, as a matter of fact. He said, I'm going to drop in on you this Sunday.
All right.
The man of his word, he's here.
Amen.
So we thank God because we know he can be many places
Amen.
and enjoying the word with many others. But he chose to share a little of his journey with us today. So I thank you for doing that. I also thank God for our guests being here as part of my daughter's basketball team. So glad to have you here. I know that there are many things going on, and just seeing Brittany walking again is praise in itself.
Amen.
Not being on crutches, but actually being able to walk on our own power.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is a blessing. And I give special thanks for our first lady. Let's give the Lord a hand. You know, I thank God for her celebrating another year of life. You know, it is not taken for granted that you're going to be here. If it's the Lord's will, we shall. And I'm so grateful that his will allowed for us to be here with you. As I said, we're going through this study on getting in the position for prayer of petition. And the Lord has just put on my heart to go through this because we say this verse over and over again. We say it all the time, but a lot of times we don't unpack scripture well enough to be able to use it later. And so we've been going through this one deliberately and diligently. We've already covered the 13th verse, understanding that those are warning signs because God has ordained life to happen a certain way, and when we're out of alignment, it's not so much that God is punishing us as much as that God is trying to get our attention. That God is trying to let us know this is not working the way I designed it to work, and because of that, these are things that when these things happen, you know, there's a disalignment in the world. And so these signs that he gave in that 13th verse were when those things happen, you know, you're out of alignment. There's something out of whack. And we also know that even though we may not have all the issues, but the world has issues.
Yes,
and when the people, because all people are God's people, when they're out of alignment, the world does not work the way it's supposed to. Yeah. But we also understood that there's only a small group of those people that are called by his name, that have a relationship with him that can make a difference. Amen? So when we come through the introduction of the text, understanding that these signs will come, and when those signs come, that he's trying to let us know that something's out of alignment. When it's out of alignment, it's up to the people of God that have been born again into that sonship, into that heirship, to be able to speak to the Father that they have a relationship with, to bring about a change. Yeah. So he says, if my people, which are called by my name, and will humble themselves and pray. We're going to stop just on that section for this Sunday, humbling ourselves and pray. It is amazing as I was looking at this text, the more you unpack it, the more you see that it is the lack of humility that causes the unalignment to God's will. It is this issue of being humble that causes us to fall out of the perfect will of God, because If you really understand, out of alignment means that you're out of step. Amen?
Right.
Out of alignment means that somehow we decided to do something that is not God's perfect will for us. And when does that happen? It happens when we no longer feel ourselves subject to God. We no longer feel that humble relationship with God, but we have now decided that we know best for ourselves. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And when we decide that we know best for ourselves, we start moving out of alignment with God. If you understand, one of the reasons why the first thing that he asked them to do before they pray was to be humble, because it is the lack of humility that causes us to be out of alignment. If we're going to come back to God, we must come back humbly.
All right. All right.
We must come back with another understanding, because see, it is the lack of humility that causes us to be lost. All right?
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? Well, God has already told us what he wants for us. His word is clear and deliberate. His word outlines our day-to-day, our step-by-step, how to get it from here to glory. He tells us all the things we need to. As a matter of fact, he even designs us in a way that it becomes natural for us to do those things that are in our best interest, because God made us based on his plan for us. Amen? So the way our bodies work, the way the world works, are all aligned up to the will of God. If you follow his will, things fall into place. Amen?
Yeah.
But it is when we decide that we know best, when we decide that, well, I know God has a way to do things, but that way takes too long. That's too much effort. I don't want to give up this or that. I don't want to go through this or that. And we start to say, but I saw somebody else do it this way. And they seem to come out well. That's why when God sent them into the land, he said, don't pick up the habits of the people that you're around. All right? Because you may see something outside of my will that works, but it's going to pull you out of alignment with what I designed for you.
Yeah.
And when you're out of alignment, when you start to think, and when we grew up, we started to get a little older, we started to think we knew what was right and wrong, and maybe mama might not know, or daddy might not have the right idea. We start getting our own understanding, and we start doing things differently. All right?
That's right.
And we find ourselves falling out of alignment. We find our lives not working the way we thought they would. We find that things that used to come easy start getting hard.
Yeah.
Things that used to make sense are working like that. And we have to ask why. What changed? What changed was my relationship with the world around me that God designed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, I was looking at the text and just looking at how the world has become less humble. The world has gotten to a place where we don't need God anymore. When we say things like, I got this figured out, I don't need to search the word, I don't have to ask anybody, I'm big enough, I'm bad enough, I do what I want, and if it feels good to me, I should do it. If it makes sense to me, I should do it. If I can sling something and make some money, then why not make some money? It makes sense. I see my friends do it, I see people do it, I see it on TV, I see it in video, it makes sense. Why not do it? All right? And so we start to do what? We do the opposite of the Bible says. We start to lean to our own understanding.
All right.
We start making decisions based on things we heard somebody say work. Things that we taught somebody out of way with. Things that, why can't I do it? And it worked for sister so-and-so, then why can't it work for me? But that's not God's plan for you. And you don't know what goes on in sister so-and-so when they get home.
All right.
But because we don't sit high with the Lord, we don't understand all the other things. We start making decisions on our own understanding, which is so limited.
Mm-hmm.
I can prove it's limited. Tell me what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody can tell me that.
All right.
Nobody in here can tell me. If you can tell me what's going to happen tomorrow, let me know.
All right now.
But we will make decisions about our future based on our limited understanding.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Now, the God who sits high, who's already seen the end before the beginning, has said, this is how you should live. This is what you should do. This is how I designed you to work. This is where I have your script laid up. This is where I have your provisions laid up. But we say, but God, I saw this over there and it works. You know, as I was pondering this idea of humility, you know, we even do it every day. We get to the point where God has designed us to be creatures that yes, sir. He wants us to have peace, love, and joy, and happiness. We thrive in those things. If you don't believe me, have a good day and watch how much better you feel. We thrive in joy. We thrive in peace. We don't like conflict. We don't like those things that cause our lives to be tense. You're right. But see, God has a certain order for you to have peace, joy, love, and happiness. And so now, when we start looking at what we want to do and how we want to live and how we want to have things, we don't want to line up with giving up some stuff that's going to cause us grief. Or taking the time to develop those relationships that will give us joy. So instead of trying to untangle myself from the things that cause me to be out of alignment, well, I decide to cope. So instead of trying to reduce what I'm doing wrong, I'll just have a little wine for my stomach's sake. I'll try to settle my nerves with outside stimuli. All right? Because now I'm thinking, well, what I'm doing isn't working, so instead of stopping what I'm doing, I'm going to do something else that'll try to make it better.
Right.
All right?
Talking, man.
I don't want to go back to God and say, God, what do I need to fix? No. I can go find a margarita. I can find a bar somewhere. I can find this and that that'll loosen my nerves.
Right. Amen.
Instead of trying to go back to the root of why my nerves were wound up in the first place. I'm stressed out because I haven't followed my life the way God has aligned it. But I need to calm down. So I'm going to roll up something. I'm going to get some kind of substance and try to calm my mind. Because I don't want to go back to God and be submissive and get the peace that goes beyond understanding.
All right.
And so, and our lack of humility, instead of finding out and going back to the root of what's wrong, we just add more to it. We become more self-involved instead of finding out who made the self we are. If I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with something, I go back to the dealer. I go back to the manufacturer. I go back to the one who made it. But instead, we tinker on ourselves and add things that we see somebody else working with. I'm not an automotive person, but I know not every motor fits in every car.
That's right.
Not every part fits on every vehicle. Right? And just because somebody else put a flare on theirs, don't mean the flare don't fit on mine. Right? We do this to ourselves. And the more we do it, the more we pull ourselves out of alignment. It's amazing. I was talking and counseling someone. It's amazing how we thrive for relationship, but we won't take the time. See, we will find the person that's convenient instead of being with the person that was wrong, the person that God has for us.
All right. Say it again.
It's easier for us to find what works for right now. God designed us to have long, loving relationships. But instead of taking the time, because what has to happen for you to have that is for you to become who God wants you to be while He's molding and making the person He has for you. And instead of me taking the time to work on myself, I'm just going to get somebody who accepts me the way I am. They don't mind me busted and broke. They don't mind me disgusted and gross. They don't mind my issues that I have, but they take me the way I am because they want me disgusted issues too. Right? And so do I both line up with God and getting better. We both figure out how to stay where we are. And we do the same thing in this relationship. We do it in friendship. We do it in working relationships. We do it all over because instead of me coming back and humbling myself to God and saying, Lord, help me to get out of this situation, but I'm tired of being broke. And I'm tired of being upset. And I'm tired of living in this neighborhood. And I hear about other folks that have already got the same issues, and we'll all be there together.
All right now.
Because I won't humble myself and admit I got something that's out of alignment. I'm not going to say I'm wrong. Everybody else is wrong, but I must be right. And I keep doing these things, getting further and further out of alignment. And if you understand anything about alignment, I'm not a mechanic, but I know when that tire isn't going the right way, it ruins all the other tires. All right? When we don't humble ourselves, we ruin everything else around us. And then we start making excuses about why it's bad. Well, it's okay because it's really not my fault, it's somebody else's. Or this is what I got because that's how my mom was. Or this is what I got because this is where I grew up. The first thing we have to do is realize we are out of alignment. And I say we in the church.
Yes.
Remember, if you go back in the text, he said, if my people,
that's
Right. Talk about my neighbor. So we start looking at how we're going to fix the world. The first thing we have to do is fix the church. Yes, sir. Amen. And we have to be humble enough to understand that there are things in us that need to be fixed first.
Yeah.
Before we start looking at the rest of the world, I got to get my tires straight. Yes, sir. I got to go back and look and see what my prayer life looks like, what my relationships looks like, what my time looks like, what I'm doing right, because I got to humble myself. Yes, sir. I got to realize, first of all, I got to go back to God. Yes. One of the hardest things when we talk about humbling ourselves is realizing that there's something wrong with us. Because nobody wants to think there's something wrong with them. I'm fine the way I am. I'm doing okay by myself. No. That's the level of arrogance that's hiding fear of admitting that we have issues. It's easier for me to be angry than to be comfortable. I get mad at you because my life is bad, or I can go to God and say, Lord, help me fix it. Amen. Right? Yes. But the Bible says, after we come to understand that the alignment of the first thing we have to do before, and see, here's where we can get it up. We want to go run and praise. But we trying to ask without acknowledgement. You can't ask without acknowledgement.
Say that again.
Because if you go asking without acknowledging, you're going to ask for the wrong thing first. All right? If I haven't started to look at myself first, I'm going to God to pray about you. Lord, if you would just help Elder Long. Right. Ooh, that Elder Long. I keep trying to get along with him, but I don't know what's wrong with him. Oh, Lord, if you'll just work on Deacon Ray, I'm telling you, my life would be so much better if Deacon Ray did this and that. And see, a lot of times we want to fall on our knees. Lord, fix my job. Lord, fix my money. Lord, fix my family. Lord, fix this one. But we haven't stopped to humble ourselves. All right. Yeah. Hello. Yes, Lord. We have to humble ourselves. The first fix needs to be healed. Yeah. I go back and start asking myself, have I really been humble? Yeah. What do I mean by that? There's some areas we have to make sure we're humble in. First of all, we have to be humble and understand who God is. Right. I have to stop putting my self-ability above God's divine order. You see, there's a lot of times we want to talk to God as though somehow we have a better understanding of what's going on. And God just needs to give us what we ask for. Instead of understanding that He is sovereign. And that if we do what He told us, He'll already give us what we ask for. Right? So the first thing in being humble, I've got to go back and acknowledge God. Yeah. I understand that you made me, not me. I understand that God, you're in control, and that I don't understand everything I cannot understand. I understand that, Lord, I need you to work on me first. I understand that, God, there's some things in me that I need to work on, because if I'm not enough power, then the world will be all right because of me. Even if everybody else is not the one. And if you don't believe it, go back to what He told Abraham. And I can find the fire, I see it. So when we see that out of alignment, the first thing is, God, I got to acknowledge you're in control. Yeah. And I have to acknowledge that if I'm going to be in your will, if I'm going to abide, if I'm going to ask what I will, I must first abide in you. Yeah. Amen. The next thing I have to do is I have to humble myself to really understand that God's plan may not make sense to me. Yeah. See, a lot of times we want to pray about what we're looking for God to do instead of looking for what God wants us to do. I have to humble myself and submit to the plan of God. Lord, I may not know why you're taking me this way, but I'll humble myself and receive this guidance. Lord, I don't know. I don't like this person. I don't like that. I don't like where I'm at, but I'm going to humble myself and receive what you're doing, because I trust that all things will work for my good as long as I'm called according to your purpose. Yeah. I've got to humble myself and understand that God is sovereign. I've got to humble myself and understand that His plan is for my good. I've got to humble myself and realize that there is nobody too small to help me.
Say that again.
Amen.
That's right.
Amen.
I've got to humble myself and realize there's nobody too small to help me. A lot of times we want God to help us, but don't send Mother Johnson to do it.
Amen.
I don't want to hear nothing from her. You know, we got issues. I don't want to hear. Lord, work through Mother on the other room. Work through Deacon Deacon Ray. Work through Sister Carrie. Don't send crying over. He's just a brother.
Yeah.
He can't tell me anything. I need somebody with some brains to go talk to me. We have to humble ourselves and understand that the Bible says even on the maids and the sucklings that will be led.
Yeah.
I got to humble myself and realize God is going to work through other folk, but I also have to humble myself to work with other folk. Right? There's times in our lives we don't want to humble ourselves under the hand of God's direction. Lord, you want me to go clean the bathroom? Why I got to clean the bathroom? I'm the pastor. I don't want to clean the bathrooms. Lord, you want me to go do so and so? I don't need to do that. I'm a missionary. I've been on the battlefield for a long time, Lord. I need no. God, what you talking about? I know what you have for me. You can't want me to do that. That's beneath my stature. That's beneath my ability. But I serve a God that wants to feed his disciples. God yourself up. There's no God who knows the plan of God is more important than my personal position. We have to humble ourselves to know that God is in control, to know that his plan is best for us, to know that you don't know who he's going to work with, and you don't know who he's going to have you work with. Right? What am I saying? In humbling ourselves, we take our ego and our intellect out of it.
Amen.
Stop trying to tell God what to do, but ask him what you do. Because we have to humble ourselves before we can pray. And I'm almost done. I told you it was teaching today. See, here's why. Because when you truly pray, to truly pray, you have to do two things. You must acknowledge that God has all the power and acknowledge that God is able to do it. If we're still thinking we're going to fix it, we're not really praying.
Right. Amen.
We haven't humbled ourselves. If we're still trying to tell God what to do, we haven't really humbled ourselves. Amen. We need to truly pray. See, when I pray, it means that I understand that the person that I'm asking can do something I can't. Yes. That's the difference between a prayer and a command. There's too many times we're trying to command God and not pray. All right. God goes forth and do X, Y, and you can command those things, but you cannot command God. You can speak to the devil and tell him what to do, but you cannot command God. I have to acknowledge who he is and acknowledge that he has power to do things. But to truly be able to pray, I gotta humble myself first. Yes, we come boldly before the Lord, but we also remember it's the mercy seat.
Amen.
It's not mercy.
That's right.
Yeah. I come because he allows me to come to receive the mercy that only he can give. Yeah. And we must be mindful if we're really going to pray. We have to acknowledge who he is. That comes from being humble. We have to acknowledge that he's going to fix it, and we can't. There's so many times we're trying to fix it, but we don't know how to say fix it, Jesus. And you know the hard thing is, most of the time the way God fixes it is by fixing us. Amen. Amen. Now the good news for today is that in order to be able to ask God, you must be humble before God. Because God is what you must be abiding in order to have access to his power. Amen? Amen. Now, God is still standing there with open arms, reaching out to you, reaching out to us, reaching out because he's willing to take us back. Because God never left us. There are times we think God has left us, when God is like the house that is on a good foundation. He doesn't move.
Right.
He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Yeah. So if we're outside of God, it's not because God moved. It's because we moved outside of him. And so many times we're complaining about the storm, but we won't humble ourselves to go inside the refuge. Yeah. But Jesus said, come unto me, all you that labor.
Yeah.
And are heavy laden. He says that meaning that even though you might have gotten out of alignment, you might be going through different things. If you humble yourself enough to understand that you need to come to me, I'm here waiting for you. I receive you even this day. I know where you've been. I know what you've done. I've seen it all, but I'm still saying, come on to me. I know what you did last night. I know what you did last week. I know what you did that nobody else knows about. But I still say it to you, come on to me. If you're willing to humble yourself and realize, God, I can't get out of this addiction. God, I can't get out of this problem. God, I can't get out of this debt. God, I can't get out of this mess that I made. God, I can't do it without you. I humble myself and come unto you so I can lay down my burden. Yeah. And I can take your yoke upon me. Why? Because if I take your yoke upon me, you'll guide me out of my money place. Yeah. You'll guide me out of my stress and my struggle. You'll guide me. If I will simply humble myself and pray. Church, as we look at how we prepare ourselves to petition God before we ask, we must know how to humble ourselves.
Yeah.
We must know how to acknowledge our need. Know how to give God the credit for who he is before we ask him to extend himself to us. Come on and stand. Church, there are times in our lives when we feel like we've done too much to come back from. We feel like, Lord, I don't think you understand who I am and who I've become. And that is the greatest form of arrogance that the devil uses against us. It's one thing where he can convince us that we're doing well enough without him, that we're doing good enough without God. But his greatest thing is trying to get us to convince us that God won't take us back. And the biggest thing we have to do sometimes is humble ourselves and say, Lord, I need you. Yes. That I can't make it without you. I need you. Oh, I need you. Yes. I acknowledge that every day and every hour. I need you. Man. That's when God says, I was waiting for that. Come on in. Lay it down. And I'll help you out. Yes. Oh, come on, let's let that phrase go out. My Savior, I come to I need. See, they knew how to humble themselves in the day. I need every hour. Every hour. I need. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. Let us pray. Father, we come because we acknowledge that we need you. We acknowledge that you are sovereign God, and that there is none like you. That we can do nothing, we can't move, we can't exist outside of you. For it is in you only that we move and have our being. But Father, sometimes we become a little beside ourselves. We begin to think too high of ourselves. We begin to think of ourselves as we should. And we refuse to submit to your plan. We go in directions that you tried to guide us out of. We go outside of where you lit our pathway into dark places where we stumble and we fall, where we cry, where we struggle. But you say, I am the light. Come unto me out of the darkness. As long as we are holding on to ourselves, we can't do it, Lord. So we hold on to you. We give you free course, Lord. Have your way in our life. We submit ourselves to you right now. Have your way, Lord. We give you ourselves the living sacrifice. Have your way, Lord. Walk on to us, Lord. Move those things that need to be moved. If it's not like you, Lord, take it out. Whatever it may be, whoever it may be, wherever it may be, Lord, have your way. I humbly present us as living sacrifice, Lord. Lord, come on in and touch each body. Come on in and touch each body. Come on in and touch each body. Come on in and touch each life. Father, we come to thee. For no other help we know. Lord God, have your way in that. Lord, you know every need here. As we come acknowledging that you are the source, and that every good and perfect gift comes from you. We ask that you move in the lives of those that are here. Touch and bless right now. Heal and deliver. Lord, not just the body, but the mind. Not just the mind, but the soul. Oh God, move all through us. Build us up where we're torn down. Build us up where we're broken. Lord, we surrender to you. Lord, remember every concern that's been given. Lord God, be in every house that's been given. Touch every spouse. Touch every home. Touch every child. Every home represented here, Lord. Whoever's not here, Lord, move on them. Those that have humbled themselves and come. Those that have said there's some stuff in the house, Lord, that I just can't teach. And I come to me now. And you might have your way. But everyone that is here now, that says, God, I can't do it on this job. Unless you make the way. God, come in and bless everybody. That doctor's visit, that situation, Lord, we can't do it unless you have your way. We humbly acknowledge you, God, and ask that you come on in and first work in us. First work in us, and then pour out through us. God, let us overflow every place we go. Let the anointing overflow everywhere we go. Let it overflow, God. Let it overflow, God. Let it open the mind. Oh, God, we come to you in prayer. But we humble ourselves and realize that we have to have you. We're seeking you first. And Lord, we trust that you had everything we need. Lord, look on every concern. Lord God, remember the MRI. Lord, let the report be good. Good report. Lord God, remember the team. Let their cohesiveness be granted. Lord God, look on the families. Those that are not here. Lord God, send out healing to them. Send out strength to them. Lord, whatever they're going through. Lord, we understand that the prayer of the righteous still availeth much. And Lord, if for some reason they're not able to humble themselves, for some reason they're going through something that makes them feel like they're helping you. We, your people, that are called by your name, that are coming on town, that are coming for you, and you will heal the home. Heal the job. Heal the family. Heal my mother. Heal the liver.
Yes,
We said if we come in prayer,
yes,
you would heal.
you said it, God.
You would pour us love.
Yes,
Not by our goodness.
Yes,
but by
God.
your grace.
Yes, God, Jesus.
Have your way, Lord.
Have your way, Lord.
We be careful to give you the
Have
glory.
your way, Lord.
The honor and the praise.
Have your way, Lord.
Lord, and in Jesus' name
In
we pray.
Jesus' name.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We thank you, Lord. Oh, give it your praise. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yes, yes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Come on, let us say it again.
Thank you, Lord.
We know that God is a healer. We
Yes,
know that the Bible says
yes,
that be the sick among you, bring
yes,
to the Lord.
yes, God.
We know that is God's ordained
Yes,
word.
God. Yes, God. Yes,
I
God.
believe that if you don't pray about it, you show us in God's word.
Jesus,
And don't make up what you want him to do, but ask him to do
yes,
it.
Lord. Yes, Lord. In the name of
We
Jesus.
thank God for Brother B.
In the name of Jesus.
We know that she has faith.
Jesus.
But we know you said touch and agree.
Jesus.
So God, as we come before you,
Hey, come on.
oh God,
Come on.
oh thank you.
Come on.
Come on, dear Lord, and heal right
Right
now.
now.
Oh God, whatever she needs.
Right now.
Whatever she needs, Lord.
Thank you.
Heal right now, Lord. Heal right now, Lord. We come against sickness right now. We bind the hearts of sickness right now. Because God, you already defeated God. And you already took sickness. So every right now, heal. So God, heal right now. Heal right now. We come against that. We come against that heal. We come against that cover. We come against anything that is not like you, God. Because you are helping strength. You are power. Close its eyes and demands that it knows where it's going. But until we humble ourselves
Yes.
and acknowledge that we must do what God has for us, we can't have the fullness of His joy. We thank God for Mother, and we know God is healing right now.
Oh, yes, Lord. Thank you.
A testimony will give God the glory.
Yes, yes.
He's going to have the glory through her.
Oh, yes.
Amen. At this time, we're going to prepare ourselves as we move forward in our service. We're going to go and spend time with our families. But I would be remiss if I did not allow the Lord to come and bring us to keep us. Dear friend, I thank God for His heart. And at this time, I'm going to ask Elder Long to come and give words of encouragement. He's going to give us our benediction after he has finished. Love you all. We thank God for you. Please make sure to follow the announcements. We look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday. If you do not have your copy of the book, please make sure you see one of the ushers, because we're going to have a good discussion. If you need more handouts, we have them. Brother Johnson has them. Know that this is the beginning of your day. Because once you give it to God, the sun shall rise in your life. Amen. Let's give all the long hand.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Somebody say praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Thank God for Pastor Spears, amen, and Lady Spears, and this wonderful, wonderful, amen, body of believers. Amen. I was telling Mother Johnson, right? I was telling Mother Johnson that I live in the neighborhood of Pastor and First Lady, and you see them walking a lot, and I always bump into them in Walmart. It's just good because the Bible says, my inheritance is among them that are sanctified. And they sanctified, amen. The same way they operate here in the church, they operate, amen, in the neighborhood. They let their light shine. So I said, you know, I got a message from our bishop. His anniversary there, his First Lady's wedding anniversary, Bishop Ransom, is on the 11th. It's the same as your birthday. So he sent a message saying that he was on his way out of town. So we just had two elders to be ordained at the church, and that brings our elder staff to like 7 elders. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna step out and go visit big brother, big sis, and just let them know that we love them, and we're glad to come over here. Amen. So I'm just glad to be here. My wife is here. Are here, amen. And we are just glad to be. Those songs say, I'm just so glad to be in service. One more time. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to woman of God, I'm glad to tap dance with you. God is good. Amen. I'm going to sit down because I feel the Holy Ghost. And when I begin to feel the Holy Ghost, something begin to happen. The Lord is already blessed. We got to be humble.
Yes.
We have to allow God to do it. I'm just glad to be here. I mean, I'm just looking at the pastor's story. I had to go online and find it to make sure I'm the correct address. But hey, you were down, y'all were down in Katrina dealing with that. And because of Katrina, now we got a blessing before we're come on. Come on, amen. God sent His precious jewels, amen, to us here, and now we get to have them in our midst, and I am excited about love, amen, faith and love. One of the things that I've learned, and we can all stand up here and get the benediction. If you don't know me, you don't know me. I was raised, amen, in Bishop Blake's jurisdiction in Southern California. And one of the patriarchal bishops of the West Coast
amen, who I got saved with you under was Bishop E.E. Cleveland. At the Ephesian Church of God in Christ, I got filled with the Holy Ghost there 25 years ago. Oh, my God. I tell you, it's something to be saved. But after being saved, it's good to be filled with the Holy Ghost. I'll tell you, it's power to walk right, it's power to talk right, it's power to live right. Come on here, you didn't have to live 25 years. Amen. So now that we're to play, I want you to wave it right here with you. Say the quality of my life is getting better and better and better. Go into yourself and say, for I am designed for holiness. Oh, let's say that again. I am designed for holiness. Now point your finger up and say, I'm destined for glory. I'm destined for glory.
Going home, let's put our hands by the grace of God this week. Commune the Holy Ghost, rest, rule, and abide in each and every heart. All our people say it together.
Amen. On the other side. To your left, to your right, look behind you, short time. You know what I think?
It's over.
Okay. Oh, so close.
Oh, I forgot a lot. 91, wow.
91.
Yeah, right.
What would God do? See you once always.
And it's so y'all.
Oh, yeah, she's still alive.
Yep. So where are you now? Okay. You know, that's what you gotta do. That's all we can do. Okay, Mr. Mayor.
I know exactly how you do
We have an annual reminder in January. We had a situation this year we didn't have, but I want to have comments
I think that's probably correct.
We're trying to show them something. It's pretty all right.
You going to that?
Hey, just pick this stuff up.
I think there's
I love you. Or whatever.
This is my young age
on. I got the
I brought this for you. The brown one, because I don't think the brown one is the best one. I think I was well, whatever I don't know what the brown part is used for, but I'm just concerned about it. I don't know about the
Right.
brown one. Not using that, so I brought this one. I hope that, I want to know
This is about the same.
Yeah, good to see you guys. How are you doing? How long it takes for you to get again?
I loved it.
Really?
No, I gotta do it right. I just
You already know we're gonna go to
But I actually got something images. I'm gonna send it.
Okay, I wanted to bring it home.
Oh.
Actually, I wanted to bring it home to put it on in my little prayer area.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay, but I can wait.
Okay.
I can wait.
All right, this is next Sunday. I will be having that
Actually, no.
We're currently in transition. That's what I put. We're part of the system sample. But I know right now, they're still waiting on the final parts. Bishop Blake is giving us the clearance to begin the process. But now we're just awaiting that last.
All right.
That last clearance. So
I have some brought that.